What's good, YouTube? LTtvCombatSportsTalk. And before I get started, for those that are new to the channel, I do content on boxing and mixed martial arts. Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders, they had their fight Saturday, and Canelo Alvarez came out victorious and beat Billy Joe Saunders by stoppage. Now, I did a few videos about this situation once before, about the judges and the odds being stacked against Billy Joe and things of that nature. And honestly, how the fight played out, it didn't surprise me, because I knew for the simple fact that the power of Canelo would be too much of an issue for Billy Joe. Now, granted, Billy Joe Saunders did have his moments in the fight, but overall, Canelo was just a little too much. And that uppercut that he sustained that ended up breaking his orbital bone, that was the one that did it right there. And Team Saunders, they did the smart thing and not continuing that fight throughout the whole ordeal, with the ring size and all that stuff being talked about and people saying that Billy Joe was complaining. Canelo was very pissed off, and he was going to inflict even more damage, and had Billy Joe got off the stool and continued on. Well, I don't fault Team Saunders at all for stopping the fight when they did. Some may say that he quit. Me personally, I don't feel that way, because if you have a broken nose, a broken jaw, or a broken orbital bone, most fighters and their cornermen would immediately stop the fight. They wouldn't continue on with that, because you're potentially risking that fighter's life in the ring. So they did the smart thing by stopping the fight. Canelo was going to come out victorious regardless. And something that Canelo said before the fight even took place, he said, "Stop complaining, the judges won't be needed." Something along those lines. And when I saw the judges' scorecards on social media, all three of them had Canelo winning. Whether it was 5 rounds to 3 or 6 rounds to 2, however the judges scored it, Canelo was the favorite on their cards. So when you really think about it, the judges, they really wasn't needed. And I think most of us knew that Saunders getting stopped was ultimately going to happen. And now, following this, Caleb Plant is obviously the next person up. Now, that fight right there, I can't wait for that fight. I think Caleb Plant poses more threats than Billy Joe Saunders ever did. I'm just being honest with you on that note. I think he's a little bit more slick, and I think his boxing ability is a little bit more polished than Billy Joe Saunders. But some people were kind of saying this, and I didn't really pay it no mind. It was starting to click in my head. Caleb Plant, he will leave himself open at times, and doing that against Canelo Alvarez, that can be Caleb Plant's worst mistake, because we know the power that Canelo has, and we know what he's capable of doing. If he sees and telegraphing that you're leaving yourself open in certain situations during the fight. So I believe that Caleb Plant will be on his A game come September, and I do believe that that fight, it could go all 12 rounds, or Canelo can get the stoppage like he did against Billy Joe Saunders. Who knows? But I don't think Caleb Plant will go down as easy as some may think. But that's just my thoughts on the fight and the Caleb Plant fight happening in September. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm LTtvCombatSportsTalk. I'm out of here. Peace.